SoFi. Let's talk about SoFi Technologies. I've got some very interesting information to bring to you here with a live interview. It's a big week for SoFi Technologies because the whole markets are down, but in a time of crisis, of inflation and debts and loans getting out of hand, I think SoFi Technologies could be a very, very useful asset to hold. This is my position. I have shares in SoFi. Let's have a little listen in and let's discuss this interesting point. I think you'll agree.
Technologies, those shares are trading lower right now. And that's after SoftBank announced it's going to be selling at least 9% of its stake in SoFi. This comes as SoftBank already started to sell shares over the past week. This comes on the heels of SoftBank, of course, announcing losses tied to many of its investments in other companies, including Uber and DoorDash. So clearly it's trying to raise some cash here. So
the thing is, a lot of stocks are down right now, and it's not because of SoFi's performance. We know SoFi has done really well on earnings. What I'm concerned about is the overall markets are down due to fear, inflation, the war, and outside issues. I think, for me, this is a time to be into SoFi. Let's have a little listen in.
SoFi taking a hit on that news.
Yeah, they sold about 6.7 million shares. It looks like the price average, at least, was about $8.17 a share on Monday. And the subsidiary, one of the SoftBank subsidiaries, it was revealed within this filing as well that they owned about 83.2 million shares. And that was as of the end of June. And so you still think about the position that they're sitting on and how much weight they can still throw around should they decide to alleviate themselves of some of the additional holdings that they have too.
Yeah. This is part of the problem right now. What we see is very, very important that when you get your information on any stock, whether it be SoFi, Tesla or anything, is remember the people that are giving you the information, do they hold positions in the stock? Very often the case is somebody will say a stock is going down because they want you to buy in or sell out to manipulate the stocks. It's very, very important. That's why I try to bring you the news exactly as it is, as I see it, without trying to influence the stock whatsoever. So always be aware when you find out someone who's buying and selling, why are they doing so? Is it to manipulate the stock, or they genuinely feel it's a time to move on? It's an important point.
Of course, this is likely to pressure on SoFi. Also, news out this morning, they are launching a new thematic exchange-traded fund focused on Web3, something to watch. But the more important issue is here, what happens to student loans? We're bumping up against the ending of that student loan freeze. It's important that some form of decision comes from the Biden administration, because SoFi certainly hangs in the balance.
Well, we already know that the Biden administration have wiped off a certain amount of loans. But like we heard the other day on our other broadcast, it's not fully affected the stock. The stock has a lot more interest, not just in student loans, as I brought to you the other day. And that's the trouble with this sort of news headlines. It does often get people to react hastily, should I say, in the stock. For me, I'm holding it. In fact, I'll be buying more of it as the time goes by. I think technology like this is going to replace brick and mortar banks. I think SoFi is best placed to do so. So go SoFi. See you on the next broadcast live here on The Day Trader. Take care of yourselves and each other.